current console, like the PS5 right now. Nonetheless, though, they gave you room for customization. And here's somebody using it as a fully fledged PC, because that is what it is, console peasants and Nintendrones who are fighting online over this. It is a PC ultimately. Of course, as expected, it runs SteamOS, Steam Machine verified. Now that's interesting. So just like with the Steam Deck, it seems the Steam Machine will have a set of verified titles that are guaranteed to run and don't require too much wiggle room to get up and running. This is good news though, because it means Valve will focus more on optimizing as many games as possible, and optimization of OSs, optimization of game libraries. That is the most crucial, the most important thing in the gaming industry. There's far too many titles from back then that just don't boot today, and Valve has gone back to ensure that they do, which will make this probably a pretty fucking massive library right out there. It will probably have more playable games than all the consoles. And of course, there it is. And it's a PC. Yes, the machine is optimized for gaming, but it's still your PC. Install your own apps, or even another operating system. Who are we to tell you how to use your computer? Indeed, Valve. But same premise, who are you to tell me who I can game share with? Of course, made for Steam controller, great for streaming, so you'll be able to stream games directly to your VR headset or your Steam Deck with this. And there they're showing off the brand new controller too, which everybody seems to think is going to be uncomfortable, but I'm willing to bet that will be the most comfortable controller on the market. I do like me the Xbox controller. I mean, without question, the Xbox controller is the best controller ever made. If you want to debate me on that, take it up in the comment section. But number two will probably be this thing. I'm willing to bet it will be very functional and robust. Finally, here we go, specs. So it's got two USB 3 ports, micro SD slot. Again, that's very cool. Yeah, power button. So it's got one display port, don't know how I feel about just one display port and just one HDMI port, but again, it's supposed to be simplified for a reason. It's got an Ethernet port, of course, USB-C 3, USB-C port, then there's a USB 2 port, and then another USB. So they've definitely equipped this thing to be VR ready and compatible right out the gate. Now here's the interesting part, okay, this is my concern, the specs. Semi-custom AMD Zen 4, 6 cores, not a bad CPU by any means, that's actually pretty good. But when it comes to the GPU, this is the problem. An AMD RDNA 3 GPU, 2.5 gigs max, and I'm saying it's a problem because of the RAM. We have 16 gigs of RAM, that's, you know, entry-level, basic amount of RAM for a home system, but it's the VRAM. That's the problem. 8 gigs of VRAM by today's standards for gaming can be iffy. That's where I don't believe this thing will actually be capable of doing real 4K. And I question the system RAM as well, because if you're trying to use this as a workstation as well, 16 gigs ain't gonna cut it. You're gonna want at least like 32 gigs of RAM, minimum, if you're trying to have it work. And so, I question, this system is trying to be a home computer and a semi-console unit at the same time, and I question, is it going to excel at either of those things due to its RAM limitations? I have yet to see it in use. Some people might not find that a problem if the price is right, but if the price is high, this is going to be crucial right here. People who know hardware are going to look at those specs and be concerned. So this should perform just under a PS5 and an Xbox Series X is what I'm guessing. And there we have it. This is yet another niche product Valve is intending to sell, because Valve knows how to make money off of niche products. You know, believe it or not everything that's mass marketed and sold in retail is something every single major corporation wants to do. Valve is content with their market share. See, if you are heavy into the Steam market and you use it a lot, this device will be perfect for you. For me, it's not good enough to be a workstation, and it's not more powerful than my PC, and I don't share my stuff, so I don't think I'm going to really need one, but I'm not against the existence of this. It's very important for a device like this to exist, though, because right now, This is basically what Microsoft wants to do with their next-gen system. And Valve beat them to the punch in terms of announcements, but I don't think Valve is going to actually outsell Microsoft's own version, because that will be sold in mass retail. So it's a very niche product, like I said. And yet that hasn't stopped the console fanboys from losing their collective minds. Everywhere on Twitter, people who are either on the side of PlayStation, the side of Xbox, or the side of Nintendo are coming out to try and talk shit, and for some reason are feeling threatened by what Gabe Newell is doing here.
Quite interesting watching Steam/Gabe Newell fanboy lower their standards to toe the line for Steam Deck, while they trash Twitch the whole time, and how we have to do it again for the Steam machine.
Oh my god, it is the dirty of Nintendo fanboys. You know what, agenda farming aside, let's talk about this realistically. Nintendo is merely providing you a tablet that you dock and display on your TV. Valve is actually doing something quite interesting. They're providing you a home PC experience, a massive online games distribution site, VR, a handheld gaming console/PC hybrid, and then a home console/PC hybrid. A completely missed opportunity for Nintendo. Now, granted, yeah, Nintendo doesn't need it, but there was a time long ago where Nintendo did provide a handheld and a console. These days, the best Nintendo can do is just give you a tablet. So they are failing to capitalize on a market that, while granted, maybe niche, is one that millions upon millions of people still use. I'm not really sure how Steam users are lowering their standards, because all that's happening here is they're being given devices that expand their use of their PCs. And the spite and the jealousy here, you know Nintendo guys are upset because they wish Nintendo would just make a standard home console unit. Even Sony, even Microsoft understands that it's time to expand beyond what they have currently. Somewhere along the line, Nintendo lost sight of that, and even it doesn't make sense what this person is tweeting about, because Mischief here is criticizing the VRAM and the pricing of it. So I don't get how anybody's lowering their standards. Nintendo guys are pissed. They are salty. They hate the Steam Deck. They hate PC users because we can play all of their shit in various ways that Nintendo will never let them do on a system they purchased, and they have to toe the company line and they have to worship. It's not our fault Nintendo, with their billions upon billions of dollars and mass success, cannot provide you such basic hardware. Take it up with them. Why are you pissed at us? And just like this user comment, I feel bad that you live in this console war mentality. This has to be exhausting. For real, it really does. Let me show you another example of other console fanboys just losing their collective minds.
I love that piece of fanboys keep claiming consoles are dead. While Valve keeps trying to become
Are you stupid? Seriously? Console peasants are fucking retarded. It's the complete opposite. PCs did not become consoles. Consoles became PCs. There was a time long ago where console units were that, a console unit. A completely closed off box. These days, they're a lot more open. These days, they basically use exact PC architecture. They utilize technology that's advancing in the PC hardware market. They adapt to PC user interfaces. The only thing that keeps them consoles are the restrictions and limitations. That's it. That's the only little thing keeping them as consoles. And once Microsoft removes that, the entire concept of what makes a console is going to be erased forever. And these guys panic about that because, again, console loyalists are the strangest people on the planet. Like, they have no desire for what they love already to be improved upon or be taken further. They like their little company brand image remaining the same forever, because to them it's like a football team. They will die and root for them. Of course, he got ratioed into oblivion with one simple tweet, and that comes from Alex with a screenshot directly from Valve saying, and it's a PC, just like from the, this is exactly from the website. 51,000 likes. Bro's tweet was taken out back and put down. Oh my god. Console fanboys cannot win. Their scope and understanding of everything is so insignificant, so tiny, so small. And you know what's even funnier? Now with the announcement of things like this, like Sony's brand new Horizon Steel Frontiers game that's going to be a mobile and PC only title. That's right, a Horizon game that will not launch on Sony's own console will be playable on Valve's brand new box. Think about that. Valve has positioned themselves perfectly in the market, and Nintendo and PlayStation guys don't get it. They have a very ancient-ass way of thinking about all of this. While Valve may not be breaking in the numbers that they expect normally out of a mega company, they are revolutionizing things. They have the complete hardware set. Sony may have a streaming tablet, but they don't have an actual dedicated handheld. And then Valve has the PC/console hybrid, and then Valve has dominance in the PC market. They have positioned themselves so perfectly, they don't have to really lift a finger. They have officially created the first system that can do it all. And they beat Microsoft to the punch, and Sony, and Nintendo. Now they get all the games, and that is what's important in this market, having all the games. Not the exclusives, all the games. That's what people want. Why would you want to buy a PS5 for its 5 titles versus buying a home system that has those PS5 titles, Xbox titles, can emulate Nintendo titles, and play all your PC titles? Valve's entire concept is going to be copied by everyone. Mark my words. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose to. What a video. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Afrikanga sucks ass.
you